No.
Okay. 2019 has been a year of mixed fortunes for the trade union movement, and in particular the Birmingham Trade Union Council. We have had some successes over the last year in the Midlands area. Trade unionists in the region have stood up to defend their working conditions and to protect services against government-imposed austerity measures. There has been an increase in activities to protect our environment, and in particular there have been some very successful protests around climate change, mainly organised by youth. As a consequence, Birmingham City Council was forced to declare climate emergency and has set up a task force that meets regularly to review action plans to combat challenges arising out of climate change. Birmingham Trades Council is represented on the task force, and it hopes to influence Birmingham Council to take effective measures to combat global warming. However, the task is urgent and the difficulties we face are enormous. Precarious working conditions with 0-hour contracts and those paid minimum wages remain major issues for trade unions locally and nationally. Attempts have been made to organise workers in hospitality, fast food and delivery sectors where 0-hour contracts and low wages are still currently common features. This year ended in a disappointing performance by the Labour Party in the recent general election. There was expectation amongst young and many trade unionists that a government under Jeremy Corbyn could have made worthwhile differences to people's lives, particularly the homeless, those living rough and families living in poverty. Instead, one of the most hard right-wing and xenophobic administrations has been put into Downing Street, this for the first time in many decades. Boris Johnson is already talking about restricting our rights to defend our working conditions. 2020 will see the beginning of our movement's fight back against the most right-wing government bent on damaging our social services and the National Health Service, plus education. Birmingham Trade Union Council plans to play an active part in that fight back. We are already looking at strategies to increase participation of young workers into the trade union movement and the Birmingham Trades Council. The BTUC will be looking at the various policies that the new government is proposing and the impact these policies will have on the communities that we represent. We and our affiliated trade unions, along with housing and homeless, were the key issues of the new decade. Finally, I wish all of you a happy new year, and hopefully we will see many of you next year, 2020, where our first meeting will be on Thursday, January the 9th, at the Council House, Birmingham, B1 1BB, rooms 3 and 4 at 7:30 p.m. All of you are welcome. But if you can't attend, we will expect to see you in demonstrations, conferences and other meetings that we hold, and on picket lines, on strike lines and what have you, defending our democratic right to organise and protect our working conditions, and public services like the National Health Service, education, transport and other forms of social services currently under threat. Thank you for listening to me. I hope to see you all at our first meeting, repeating my point, January the 9th, Council House, Birmingham, rooms 3 and 4, 7:30 p.m. Thank you.